let's continue on and talk about Lil Nas X, because obviously this is another gay person. Lil Nas X is one of my favorite people in the industry. I went to go see his concert. I'm constantly trying to find him on Hinge and Raya. I love him so much. I think he's so attractive. We're like the same age, and he's honestly a pretty big inspiration for me. Just seeing him achieve everything, and his whole like vlog series that he did about manifesting his career and building his way from the bottom. I really do love Lil Nas X. And disclaimer before we talk about this, because he's making Christian music now, like Jesus music. We love that, but disclaimer before we get into it, because I forget that people like need disclaimers. I forget that people forget that every human is nuanced, and they don't enjoy nuanced conversations, and they don't understand what's already assumed before talking about a subject. It's assumed that I respect your religion. It's assumed that I hold in high regards people's faith and their right to believe in whatever they want to. We're just having a fun conversation. I feel like we're all on like the religious spectrum at some point, and we can comment on religion itself and how it affects us and other people while still respecting it. So of course I have the utmost respect for all religions, but Lil Nas X was teasing his Christian music. He's now making Christian music. This is a big divergent from his old music, where he would be giving the devil a lap dance and being very in his satanic Illuminati era. People are kind of surprised by this, but he posted a snippet of a Christian song. The lyrics go, "Father, stretch my hands. The lonely road seems to last the longest. Help me with my plans. Everything seems to go nowhere." And it's like, Father, give me hope when I feel hopeless. You know, he's preaching to the man upstairs. Preaching to the big man upstairs. We love that. But then his caption of that was, "Y'all mind if I enter my Christian era?" This was like very premeditated too. I was wondering why he was dressing how he was at the VMAs in August or whenever that was. But he was wearing like a slutty Christian outfit, and he was carrying around a Bible. I was so confused. He just looked like if a nun was about to get freaky with her sisters and like experiment for a night at the nunnery or something. He just looked like a slutty nun. Some would say he was serving God. Wink. Do you get it? Because like people say I serve God, but he was like dressing in a godly outfit. So he was like serving God, you know? Anyway. People were very mad at him. They think he's just, you know, using God as like a hunch or whatever to sell his new music, because that's what he's done before. They think he's just like a marketing ploy, a gimmick. Tyrese Gibson from Fast and Furious. I'm not familiar with his work. There's like a billion Fast and Furious movies. I don't have time to learn about 500 different actors on IMDb. But he said, "Y'all are going to learn to stop playing with God. God is not to be played with. From shoes with the devil signs and devil's blood in the show Soul, we can all change. I get it, but I feel a way about people making a mockery of Jesus. Do you live your life? Do what makes you happy, but y'all better stop playing with Jesus." So Lil Nas X kind of had a response to that. People saying that he's not a real Christian music maker. He's not the next Kanye hosting like Sunday service and doing all of this, blah, blah, blah. Lil Nas X said, "Y'all see everything I do as a gimmick, when in reality, I'm just an artist expressing myself in different ways. Whether I'm a cowboy, gay, satanic, or now Christian, y'all find a problem. Y'all don't police nobody else's art like mine. Y'all hate me because I'm fun, cute, and petite." That is so something I would say. That's why I'm laughing at it. He is just so funny to me. He is so funny to me. I love him so much. But yeah, remember in Call Me By Your Name when he was taking the stripper pole down to hell and like giving Satan a lap dance and like hooking up with him? I mean, I thought that was fierce. And I understand people were like, he's so satanic. That is like, that was seen at that time as like groundbreaking. That was before Doja Cat was doing her whole like, I'm getting possessed and exorcised every day in my Instagram story, and I'm the devil, a bad little bitch, I'm a rebel, wearing the horns and being Satan's most enthusiastic servant. Like, that was before Doja Cat was doing that. I always thought the message of that was very clear. He wasn't doing that to disrespect the devil or God or whatever. He was doing that because like he was getting 3 million DMs every single day that everyone was telling him, you're going to go down to hell for being gay. You guys literally put the idea in his hands. You said, I'm going to hell for being gay. Okay, well, I'm going to make a music video of me getting in the sexiest stripper outfit, getting on 10-inch platform heels and taking a stripper pole down to hell because that's what you told me is going to happen. That was very obvious to me that that was his intention. And you guys literally put the idea in his lap. He literally did that basically because you asked him to. I don't think he was going out of his way to disrespect anyone. It just so happened to be a great marketing ploy and a great way to get attention to his music. But it only made sense because there was like artistic integrity behind it and something that was actually really crucial to his life story. Unlike Doja Cat, she kind of just seems to be hating her fans and demonic for no reason, or maybe she has like a splinter in her toe and she's like mad about it and needs to get it taken out. But this is what Lil Nas X said. He said, "Y'all hate that I symbolically took ownership of the very place y'all condemned gay people to. So you flipped the script and convinced everyone that it's about me mocking God, but it was never about that." Yeah, I agree. I don't think he was mocking it. It's not like he had this plan to, from day one of his career, like, oh, I'm going to offend Christianity just to get out there and like get my name out there. No, it's because you put the idea into his lap. And it, like, no shade, it just seems preposterous that Christians are surprised at some of their victims' like irreverence to their cause when like they literally condemn them to hell and they're saying they're going to be banished to eternal suffering. Of course, people are going to be a little irreverent of your cause because of that. You know what my favorite thing to do is? When the people in WeHo, like, WeHo's like a strip of West Hollywood bars that I love to go to, but there's, of course, all these people with, like, when you go to a Lady Gaga concert or a Kesha concert and there's signs that are like, you're going to hell, like, blah, 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 like, repent, he's coming, Jesus is coming. There's always people like that. And WeHo, so I love when they come up to me and they're like, do you have time to like hear about Jesus? The thing that I love to do, by the way, like I respect Jesus. I feel like I'm on the religious spectrum somewhere. Like I love the whole thing, but obviously they don't need to like threaten me and when I'm just trying to enjoy my night. But they're like, do you have time to learn about Jesus? He can walk with you every step of the way. He's always with you. What I do is I pretend I have no schema of Christianity at all. I've never heard about it ever. It drives them insane because their power is that they assume everyone has some sort of prior schema to religion because they've like forced it upon the whole world. So I just take that power away from them and they're like, Jesus will rescue you. And I'm like, who? Who's that? I never heard of that person. You're like, the guy upstairs, like he's watching down at you at all times. And I'm like, I've never heard of that person. I just do not know who that is. There was this one guy who was like trying to like get me to, I don't know, like do something with his church or something. And he was like, Jesus will give you everything you're missing on this earth. He'll fix your soul. And you know what he meant by fix my soul? Like he was like, he'll fix your soul. He'll give you everything you need. And I was like, I already have everything I need. I don't need that man to give me anything. And he was like, he's not a man. And I was like, okay, well then who is he? Like, who are you talking about? And I was like, I already have everything I want. Like I have passions and people who love me and every material item I could need, a healthy network of friends and family. Well, he was like, all right, you can't take those with you to the afterlife. And I was like, well, duh. He was like, he'll give you more than earthly possessions. And I'm like, I don't know if I need more than earthly possessions. And then I'll just be like, do you want $1? Is that what this is about? Sabrina Carpenter, this is why we have to talk about this week because everyone is just, all these Gen Z people, Gen Z just definitely has an interesting take on that whole like religion talk. But Sabrina Carpenter, another big Gen Z artist, someone who also seems to be irreverent of the church because she filmed a music video for her song Feathers at a church. And this music video depicted her murdering people and there was blood everywhere. Basically a bunch of fuckboys who were trying to get with her. She murdered them instead of getting with them because she would rather die or have them die than get with a fuckboy, which, can't blame her. She has a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And Sabrina Carpenter is the moment. I mean, come on now. You can't blame her. But her music video was very controversial. So this outlet says, Sabrina Carpenter's music video for Feather premiered online earlier this month and generated buzz on social media for its blood-soaked scenes of men killing each other over her, as well as shots of her scantily clad... Scantily clad. I love that phrase. I'm going to start to call my haters that in the comments. Scantily clad. I feel like no one said that since the 1950s. And dancing around the altar of the Annunciation of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church in New York City. Adding to what many saw as offensive and disrespectful, Sabrina Carpenter's production crew added plenty of non-religious decorations in and around the church sanctuary, including several coffins, one of which featured the words, "Rest in peace, bitch," on its face. So the bishop who allowed Sabrina Carpenter to film in this church for the music video was fired. He was removed from his position because they take stuff like this very seriously. By the way, Feathers is a bop. Feather, it's one of my favorite songs this year. I listen to it all the time. I blocked so many men this year who were just awful. So when she sings the line, I got you blocked, excited to never talk. I am excited to never talk to people, and it makes me so happy, like reminding me that I never have to talk to these fuckboys again. And I get how she was displaying that in her art by them dying. Like, I get it. But this was her response to the church being mad at her. She said, "We got approval in advance, and Jesus was a carpenter." She literally said that about Jesus. She's hilarious. She's just hilarious. I didn't know Jesus's job. I just thought he was a Nepo baby. But the pop girls aren't offending Jesus like this anymore. Like Gaga would do it, Madonna would do it. So she's just these blonde pop girls, you know, it's a rite of passage. So she's definitely made that checkpoint. And I'm sure, you know, I just feel like all these Gen Z people are just like modern Christians. Like they're not trying to offend. They're using it in more of like an artistic way. Of course, they still respect religion. We all do. We all love it, but I feel like they're just doing it in a modern way. And I'm sure Jesus could have a laugh at it. He was like, Sabrina, like he like saw her film the Feather music video. It was like, Sabrina, you know you're not supposed to do that in the church. LOL, stop it. And just like, I don't know, I'm sure he didn't care. It was all in good fun. But yeah, if you're not living a life you'd be burned at the stake for in the 1700s, are you even living? No. However, to finish this segment up, I will say I do agree with the Christians about this one thing, because she did bring like I feel like Christians can have all their like powerful statements and like, you know, their rules and stuff and not liking me in their church. And I feel like if it's in their church, like it kind of is Sabrina's fault because she brought it into their place of worship. So I do agree with the church at this point. So I understand the Christians there, and they win. They win.